What's up guys, it's TastyGuava. Welcome back to another video on the TastyGuava channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my settings that I use for Dead by Daylight on both of my streams and my recordings, and along with just gameplay off stream and off recording. First of all, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, as only 8.9% of you guys are subscribed, and it does help out the channel a lot. Also, it'll keep you from missing any videos. Along with that, make sure to check out my other channels under my channel tab, along with joining my Discord server so you can play Dead by Daylight and other games with me. So, let's get into it. First of all, the game is going to look a little different just because we're currently on the Haunted by Daylight event, but that is not going to change how any of our settings work, so let's get into the setting. First of all, on the general tab, there's only a couple options here. First is the language, which I have as English, that is my primary language. Next, I have beginner mode off, which gives you little tooltips on menu items. When we hover over survivor, loadout, blood web, customize, you'll notice that it just gives the title of what those categories or what those buttons do. But if we do turn on the beginner mode, you'll see that it'll actually give it an entire description of what each of those menus give. I'll just put it throughout the game like that. But I like to play with it off because I think it's really messy and you don't need to see that every single time you play. Once you play the game for a couple minutes and you actually pay attention, you'll know what all those buttons do. Next, we have the accessibility tab, where I do have dialogue subtitles on. I like playing with subtitles in all my games, but I have the opacity at 30%. I don't want it to be extremely visible. I have the subtitle size at default. For colorblind mode, I do have a colorblind mode selected, and then I have it at 70%. I am not colorblind, but this does make the game a little more reddish. It leans to the reddish side of this, of Dead by Daylight. If we compare this, and then we turn it off really quickly, so let's turn that off, you'll notice this looks a lot more lifeless and dull, which I don't really like at all. So yeah, I like to keep it on the blue-yellow because it makes it look a lot more red, and I don't know, it brings the game out more, brings more vibrance to the game, and I just like it a lot. Next, we have the beta tab with the new wiggle interaction. If you've never played with this allows you to hit skill checks when you're currently wiggling. Anonymous mode I do have on, so when I play with people, it'll basically show the character name like Ada Wong, Feng Min, Meg Thomas, and things like that, instead of showing my actual username. This is really useful so you don't get people harassing you, especially if you're on killer side and you have salty survivors. You don't want them going onto your profile and start commenting and stuff. Hide other player names, I have that off. Hide your name, I have that off. Hidden matchmaking delay, I do have this on, so in case in the future if anyone does stream snipe me, I don't have to deal with that issue, and it just kind of randomizes queue times. Under graphics, you may see the ultra preset. For most people that you see on YouTube who have more than a couple hours on the game, they probably have their game user settings.ini file edited. That basically allows you to adjust every single category in the graphical settings. As you can tell, Dead by Daylight for some reason has the most unintuitive graphic settings. It's just a quality preset. I do have it edited a little bit. It's currently not how I want it to be because they did change the accessibility and online tabs to have a lot more features, so I had to reset the file, and I haven't had times to actually add back my settings. But right now I just have it at the actual ultra settings and actually a little higher, but usually I'll turn fog and other things down, and the anti-aliasing, because supposedly the anti-aliasing in the game makes the game look blurry. I don't really notice it, but supposedly. I have auto adjust off just because I don't want my resolution to change mid game. Obviously, full screen mode on. I always recommend this just because it'll help optimize the game and make it run better. Next, for the UI scale, as I mentioned earlier, I do not like big UI depending on the game, so 85% really works for keeping it looking good, making it really easy to read and understand it at a quick glance, and well, not filling up the screen but also looking good at the same time. The only thing I have here that is off is the bloody prestige portraits, which if you prestige to P3 before the 6.1.0 update, it'll give you a little bloody portrait. So if we go into my survivors, which I do have modified, I'll talk about that more later, you'll notice that Meg does have a bloody portrait. Unfortunately, I don't think you can unlock this for anyone else anymore. I think you have to have P3 beforehand, and I don't have any P3 killers as well. For controls, I have everything pretty default, but my mouse sensitivity is actually at 25%. And then my mouse sensitivity for my killer is 15%. I do need to adjust these. Next, for my input binding, I do have a couple things changed. I have my skill checks on my M4 button, which is the side button on my mouse. And then I have my wiggle left and right on M4. The reason for this is because, well, I don't want to smash my spacebar for everything. And if I ever need to take my left hand off of my keyboard for like grabbing my phone or doing something else or drinking water, I can still hit skill checks comfortably because my hand's on my mouse and I never have to move my hand from the mouse. Along with that, I do have these custom portraits for my survivors. These are chibi portraits. Along with this, I also have them for my items and my perks. So these are the perks that I have. All of them are really nice. They also have the different colors, even though they're all on P3, like the old icons, which I like a lot better. And they have the black outline, which looks really nice. For items, we also have the same thing as well. I don't have too many items on her. And then for add-ons as well, we have the same thing. Offerings as well, we have the same thing. I also have the same thing for Killer side. As you may notice, I don't actually play Killer ever. But let's really quickly go through it. As you can see, same thing. And if we go to the killers, we have these same cool icons, which I think the icons on the killer side look a little better. I love the way the trapper looks. Actually, I love the way everything looks here. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button as it really does help me out, and press that notification bell so you guys never miss a video. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, obviously you can drop a dislike as well. All of my socials are going to be in the description below. Also, make sure to check out my Discord in the description below. I am planning to make a full-on video on all the cool features and stuff on my Discord server and like the history of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, even though I said that before. It really does help me out, and I'm really trying to grow on here. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.